Officer Tatum. Hey, officer. I know you hear me. Oh, I know you hear me. And by the way, we've all noticed. I did peep. You came dressed for court to go on Nancy Grace. You sure did.
According to what they told me, they all took a lie detector test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's not a traditional lie detector test.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I'm sorry, come again.
And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test.
The equivalent of a lie detector? The equivalent of a lie detector test? Nancy Grace, you better get him. You better get him.
But it's the same theology.
Hold up.
Theology.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
For this guy to say that he said theology, does he even know what that word means? You're talking about Ben Crump, and you're using words about theology to say that that BS test and a polygraph are of the same theology? Nah, man. This dude's a clown. For real.
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video, and salute to everybody that supported the channel over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Don't forget to send your merch pics to me at admin@ReeseWaters.com. This is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
Because I've done more for you than your parents, okay? Your parents are good. I'm not going to knock your parents, but I have been better to you than your parents. That I can tell you, and they would agree with me. Wherever they may be, they would agree.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Now, it's not every day that we get a villain origin story, but I guess it's not every day we see a Black MAGA meltdown in real time. Now, is it, Officer Tatum?
I see a lot of people that are bewildered by Brandon Tatum, or Officer Tatum, as he is known. But I followed this dude for a long time. Not followed him, but followed him. And I totally get it. A lot of people don't get, like, what's up with this dude? Like, why is he talking so bad about black people? Why is he always taking sides of white people against black people? But I see this dude, like, right, first thing you need to know about Officer Tatum is that he was an aspiring football player. He went to college with a scholarship, and he was a highly touted pro prospect with the dreams of going pro. And something tells me that that's where his villain arc against black people began, because he didn't make it. Probably because of some big black dude who was bigger than he was and probably bullied him around, or maybe not bullied him around, but was better than him to take his spots. Probably where his hatred for his own people began. But somewhere between that, going off to college, mingling with whites, and coming back home to reassess the black people he grew up around, his villain arc began. So one thing you need to understand is he didn't aspire to be a police officer. He was a police officer because he wasn't good enough to make it in pro ball. It's the first thing. So understand that that's probably somebody who had the mindset, well, since I can't make it pro because I can't make my pro wealth because of this black N-word who took my spot or whatever, I'm going to make my money another way off these N-words. So that may have begun his villain arc. So he began doing his thing, being a right wing, which nothing wrong with black man being right wing. My dad was right wing. But in a true sense. But what he discovered was, to the tune of 3.8 million YouTube followers and 1.7 million TikTok followers, that it is a lot of white people's dreams to find a black man who talks bad to them about black people. It's like a white people porn. It's like they love to find, some of them love to see a black man talk bad and agree with what they believe about black people to them. and affirm their beliefs. And that made him wealthy. I don't know if you've ever seen one of his super chats, but they pour money into this dude. And he and the Hodge twins birthed this whole movement. This became a big the biggest social media growth for black YouTubers, bigger than anything, even the manosphere. But what happens when you do what he does is you have to keep it up. You can't turn on your following. And so now I believe he's in a place where even when the story doesn't make sense for him to take, he has to. That's the reason why he was gone doing the Dylan Roof thing. And when a white kid drove to Buffalo and killed those black people in the store, he was missing for days because he had to try to find a way to spin that store towards his audience. That's why even if he wanted to change, even if he didn't want to say what he says, he has to because he's stuck, because he's not turning on his money. And his money are the people who always want to see him agree with what they feel about black people.
Ooh, boy, that was a word. Officer Tatum, let me find out you still butthurt about getting dog walked in training camp. Don't let me find that out. Don't let me find that out. Hey, we all got embarrassed. We all wanted to go pro. But then we became functional adults. Yeah, non-grifters. Non-grifter edition. That's kind of what I mean. But what a fascinating notion, not a new notion when it came to the idea of the white people porn, which quite frankly I think is interracial. They love the interracial. Anytime the hub does them, it's always interracial. But the idea of finding the black man that will confirm all of their stereotypes and suspicions and ill will and hatred towards black people. But the way that he ended it, where he said he has no choice but to keep walking that road. And if that ain't how Pick Me ends, if that ain't how Pick Me ends, it sure enough does. You have no choice now. It doesn't get any easier. But we can all see you. And what was it he said? He came up missing when it was he couldn't. Oh yeah. That might happen again. So we got that audio.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear? What was that? Straight out to investigative reporter Crime Stories, Dave Mack. Did you just hear what I heard? Now, this has been transcribed, and this is the CTO dispatch call. Because, Dave, when I first heard this, I thought, has this been doctored? Is this real? Where's this coming from, Dave?
This is an official recording, Nancy, that is being issued, and it's shocking when you listen to this call for a tow, for the CTO. Going further into it, Nancy, you're picking apart all of the different voices that can be heard on this one phone call, trying to determine what is really taking place on this boat that is allegedly sitting in 31 feet of water, a depth of 31 feet. And a bilge pump not working, claiming they're sinking, and calling for help. And yet, in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Officer Tatum. Hey, officer. I know you hear me. Oh, I know you hear me. And by the way, we've all noticed. Man, I look at the news and I think to myself, yeah, these high prices are here to stay. Gas, groceries, insurance, and if you're a homeowner, I know I thought to myself, should I just call American Financing, refinance, and pay off this credit card debt? But then you second guess yourself because that mortgage rate you got is low, 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 low. Listen, that low rate, it's not saving you if you're drowning in credit card debt at 25% or more. That's math nobody wants to face, but it's costing you thousands. And here's the truth. If you're only making minimum payments, that debt could follow you for years. That's why people are calling American Financing, because they're saving customers an average of $800 a month by using their equity to finally break free from credit card debt. You owe it to your family to see what's possible. No upfront fees, no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. And if you start today, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing 866-891-7332. That's 866-891-7332 or AmericanFinancing.net/Reese. Now, one thing to note. When the audio became public, there were a great number of people who took it upon themselves to try and pinpoint what exactly it was that we heard. And one of those was professional audio engineer Janetta Brantley.
Okay, so before I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, dialogue cleanup, sound design, and post-production, I decided to work on that CTO call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically used techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the CTO dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible.
Now, quick question for you guys about how exactly that landed with those that have decided they have a vested interest in the boy's innocence. Because also, let's keep in mind the stance that you're taking to stand in the way of transparency. Let's never obscure that fact that we have a pro and against transparency camps in America in 2026. So where exactly they might happen to land on Janetta Brantley deciding to use her professional expertise? No, definitely not disproving the evidence, attacking the messenger. That's exactly what they did. And truly in chef's kiss MAGA fashion, leaving themselves wide open.
They trying to destroy this black woman's life because she revealed and enhanced with skill, not with AI, the audio of Nolan Wills seeming like they killed him. So this dope fiend white named Sarah Fields try to bring up her mugshots from almost 10 years ago. But Sarah Fields, ain't this you? Ain't this you? This is the cocaine calling the crack white. And when I say cocaine and crack, that's what she was on when she got a charge for child abandonment. Not only did she get a charge for child abandonment, this dope fiend ass was such a terrible parent. Unfortunately, her daughter was by her goddamn husband because she was high all the goddamn time. Stop trying to bring skeletons out of black people's closet. Those skeletons are high, allowing your kids to get taken advantage of.
What kind of a mind attacks somebody for having charges when you got charges? What kind of a mind draws attention to your own? You out here acting like Elon Musk saying somebody in the Epstein files. And these the people y'all be like, man, come on. Now I see why people without a college degree, I see why y'all go this way. Now I get it.
Hey, pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Now, it was at this point where we really had to separate the true believer grifters from the weekend warriors, because we see the evidence starting to crumble and we see more momentum pushing down the path of transparency. And now we have this audio, which is damning. So y'all want to guess what the next shoe to drop is?
This is the nastiest work. So after the audio comes out, this is the narrative they're pushing. Oh, New York Post just posted this. Nolan Wells drank heavily and decided to stay on the remote island before vanishing. This is so disrespectful. This is like slander, defamation of character. The toxicology report didn't come out yet. What the fuck is they doing? These people PR game, the cover-up campaign is crazy.
That's right. Now alcohol and drugs were involved. Character assassination, which would be shocking if not for literally any other high-profile case involving Black Death. They're nothing if not consistent. So you know that dog was right behind them.
To think that nobody saw it when they're entangled within all these people, I think is a disservice. We need to get to the information that I heard. We'll get to Miss Rachel and her silly self. And Judge Mathis. We'll get to Judge Mathis. But what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first. And then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
Officer Tatum, you are a sellout. You are not welcome at our black party. Get the fuck out of here.
You know, what was it that my man said earlier? He has no choice but to continue to toe the line. I mean, if you just absolve him of any semblance of humanity. But then again, that canine analogy that D.L. Hughley gave really does stick now, doesn't it? It really does stick. And by the way, for the record, Miss Rachel, shout out to her, who caught a stray from Officer Tatum, put out that black boys deserve to grow up. I see why that would trigger you. I see why that would trigger you. Black boys deserve to grow up. Talking about how this would have looked if the roles. I see why that would trigger you. As for Judge Mathis.
Smell a little crack in you.
So let's see if we can follow this narrative progression. We went from Nolan drowned to his friends recused publicly till Officer Tatum advertised to publicly ridicule the family attorney and the family. Now Nolan has a drinking and drug problem. Now, one of the other things he said, too, is, well, granted, this is what I was told. People are messaging me. People are messaging. You remember the veracity and the strength of what I was told from what I understand when he was talking to Nancy Grace, right? We understand everything that's behind from what I was told. Now, he did say, we'll see when the toxicology reports come out. God forbid that we actually wait for that to happen. But we're also existing in a space where people seem, like Officer Tatum, to want to confirm their own biases. So we have to keep that in mind with regards to whatever information comes to light.
Growing up in a Christian conservative community in South Florida my entire life, I've been conditioned to tokenize people like Officer Tatum and Candace Owens. We've been taught that they're the model black person, one of the good ones, if you will. I never fully understood why they receive so much vitriol from their own community. But since deconstructing, I completely get it. Following this Nolan Wells case, and it has me absolutely fuming, and I'm telling you there's not enough white people who are mad enough.
Now, touche to you for your deconstructing. I'm glad to hear that. I will also say there are plenty of white people that are mad. Yeah, I was able to fill up a whole video with white people that are, hey, I see you, Miss Rachel. I see you, Miss Rachel. Hey, you a real one. You're a real one.
Of course, Officer Tatum, without following any of the evidence or the facts, being the opportunistic grifter that he is, he immediately sides with the young white boys from Mississippi. Now, we knew this would happen. Now, I tried to refrain from making any videos on this because I wanted to be as objective as possible, even though my heart and mind already told me that none of this made sense.
Now, I just want to make sure we reframe this. You want to be as objective as possible. I would like to be as objective as possible. We should all like to choose to be as objective as possible. That means collecting all of the information. When you start withholding parts of the information, well, that's a statement in and of itself now, isn't it? That's called being objective.
Now, on the 4th of July, these group of friends, after leaving Horton Island, were allegedly sinking. They were in 31-foot depth of water. They made a call to CETO. That CETO call was recorded. Now, there was an internet sleuth, my friend by the name of Gianetta Brantley, who was able to separate the background noise of that call, which was recorded, from the actual call with CETO. And what I heard during that call was pretty damning. There are some things that are unmistakable, like wake the fuck up. Also, damn it, Bart. Oh my God. And then the other things that are a little bit muddy, but it's pretty in line with what's going on. And the panic that you hear is he dead? Killed him? For weeks, we've been told that nobody on that island saw Nolan get on the boat or know whether or not he stayed behind. And now TMZ releases this statement. Sources with direct knowledge of the investigation claim authorities have evidence of Nolan being on the Mississippi barrier island after the boat departed on the 4th of July. Very next statement. We're told at least 2 witnesses who were interviewed by law enforcement say they saw Nolan on the island after the boat headed back. First of all, evidence is photographs, videos, social media posts that you saw Nolan on that island after the boat left. Anything else is hearsay, circumstantial at best. And why would none of this come out until the CETO call is released? And you really expect us to trust a Mississippi law enforcement agency and a mother who is a Mississippi judge in a medical examiner's office? It just reeks of corruption. In the history of Mississippi, there's never been a black boy who's come up missing that they've ruled anything other than accidental death, accidental drowning, suicide. It's never foul play or homicide when dealing with these people. I mean, really think about this. The throat and the lungs were missing from the body when the family asked for an independent autopsy from the Mississippi Medical Examiner's office. Think about it. The throat, which could show some type of strangulation or trauma to the neck, as well as the lungs, which would clearly prove whether or not there was a drowning. I'm gonna say it again. White people are not mad enough.
Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. White people not mad enough. They not mad enough. And you know what? That means you too, MAGA, because I know you guys feel like you're rooting for the laundry on the outside, but we're talking about the powers that be. Yeah, I know how you guys live in this fantasy land where black people are in charge. Like, we're the president, we're the FBI, we're the ones that are handing out all the benefits, all the loans. We're the ones that have stopped you from achieving the life of your dreams because you refuse to open your eyes and see who actually is not doing anything for you. Well, these are the same people doing for themselves right now in Mississippi. And which side y'all come out on? Y'all want to stay there? Huh? Y'all not mad enough. The fact that we have to pay for justice is sickening. Tyler Perry paid for Nolan's funeral. Colin Kaepernick paid for the independent autopsy for Nolan's family. LeBron paid for the forensics of the cell phones involved in the case. We will get justice for Nolan Wells and his family. That's where we're at. We have to pay for transparency. But the guy who's willing to yell from the rooftops, from what I was told and from what people are messaging me, gets all of the airtime. That's where we're at. But again, that cuts both ways. Because, as I open, the grift is nothing if not sloppy.
And a lot of y'all gonna have to apologize for the stuff that you said. You're gonna have to take that video down and apologize because you are part of the lie.
Oh, have you ever apologized or taken a video down, Mr. Tatum, when you were proven wrong? Or do you just double down every time? Now, I know you didn't like the video I made about you a couple weeks ago, and you even threatened to sue me. Why don't you go through with it? If I was wrong and you were right, why don't you go through with it and sue me? And by the way, that was a really dumb decision because you're getting absolutely bodied in my comments section. You and your wife are getting toasted, and deservedly so. You work for Turning Point, and there's absolutely zero reason to ever trust you. You guys remember Sonia Massey? 2 years ago, she called 911 because she suspected a prowler outside. Cops came and entered her home, and one of them shot her 3 times, once in the face. Tatum, the former cop, said it was justified.
When she lunged at the police officers with the pot of boiling water, that Grayson was justified in using deadly force against her.
Sonia did not lunge at the cop, and if she did, why did he get sentenced to 20 years? This right here proves it was not a good shoot. It was not justified, officer. And to break shit down as simply as I can, you saw a white cop and a black woman, and your number one goal in life was to protect the white man. That's your job. Dude, you must have been a terrible cop. You must have gotten your inspiration from the cop on Boys in the Hood. Now, please tell us about Nolan Wells and his friends.
And we got evidence that it wasn't just 4 boys with him. We got evidence that they asked Nolan to get back on the boat, and he refused to because he grown. I know that they left and they had nothing to do with this.
You know his friends left and they had nothing to do with this. You know it for a fact, right? Your decision was made even before you started interviewing these kids. We all know damn well there is nothing you could have seen or heard that would have made you question those white boys. You know damn well. You could have seen a picture of one of them holding his head underwater and you wouldn't say a thing about it. They're innocent in your eyes because that's what you're being paid for. Now, some people say he was on the boat and some people say they left him behind. So who do you believe? How do you know who to believe? It doesn't matter because you already made up your mind. And you're criticizing anyone that wants more investigations because things don't add up. So let's say Nolan Wells decided to stay and talk to some girls. Why would he not say, hey, let me grab my phone and keys first? And why were their messages deleted on his phone? There was a recording of the call they made that raised a lot of questions. An unbiased person would ask more questions because nothing is clear yet. Well, it's clear for you. I'm not saying those boys are innocent. I'm not saying those boys are guilty. I'm not saying there's racism involved. I'm not making any claims because we need more information. This totally could have been an I know what you did last summer moment. But no matter what comes out, we know whose side you're going to be on.
Ooh, boy. Now, you know it's bad when they calling it out. You know it's bad when they calling it out. And I meant what I said, Tatum. I got a whole video of people that can see what you are sworn never to acknowledge. But here, I thought I would give the last word to my good old friend, Po Folk, who it is so good to see grace the timeline once again. Back like you never left, my friend.
Hey, y'all. Come look at this.
Here's my message to some of you ignorant, melanated people that's in my comment section and in my messenger. Talking about I hate my people, I hate my race.
You do. You a self-hating such and such. Ain't no denying that shit. First thing come out your mouth is fuck a black.
And you want me to take up for people that's wrong just because they black?
No, we don't want you to take up for people that's wrong just because they white.
I have said from the very beginning that I support finding out what happened to Nolan Wells. Everybody want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. When I talk to the young boys, they want to know what happened to Nolan Wells because they weren't there when he apparently died.
See, that's the shit we don't like. You just believe everything the white man say, didn't you? Apparently they wasn't there. How the fuck you know?
But you want me to go out on a limb and hate these young boys because they white.
No, we want you to go out on a limb and support your people. What the fuck you mean go out on a limb? You scared?
You want me to hate white people?
Ain't nobody said shit about hating white people. We want you to stop hating on us. We love white folk. Shit, Dolly Parton, Topanga, my daughter. You stupid mother.
I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna hate people because of the color of their skin.
That's a mother. Cause you damn sure hate us. I don't think you love us melanated people. Look how you started this video off. You called the young lady a nappy-headed hoe. I ain't never heard you say shit towards white folk. You ain't never called them out on a thing. So they ain't never did nothing wrong? Nah.
I could have sworn that our ancestors thought that we could be identified by our character and get beyond skin color.
Your character need a new role. We tired of that guy character. Get us a new actor.
But you low-life losers continue to use all of your energy to be mad at me because I want to know from everybody what happened to Nolan. Y'all just want to play the race game and I ain't playing it.
Did you ask any what happened to Nolan? Or did you run to the white folk house? You're a liar. You're a coward. And you're a...
And I want to thank American Financing for sponsoring this video.